Welcome to My ODP Training and Resource Center. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to access the trainings that are necessary for you as a supports coordinator. You're going to go to www.org. Once you come to the website, you are going to click on Login, which you will find in the top right-hand corner. If you haven't done so already, you will be creating a login. When you create a login, be sure to put your provider information in as Helping Hands Community Services and your role in as supports coordination. This will allow you to access multiple trainings for supports coordinators. For the purpose of this lesson, we are going to log in to an existing account by a previous supports coordinator. Once you are logged in, you are going to click on the Training tab. You're going to scroll down to Autism. Then you are going to click on Adult Autism Programs, AAW. Once the screen completely loads, you're going to scroll down to the bottom. Here you will see Supports Coordination Trainings. Please click on it. Once the screen loads, you will see AAW Supports Coordination. You are required to complete Supports Coordination Training SC 101 and Supports Coordination Training SC 102. Please save the certifications as you will be submitting them as a part of your hire packet. Next, you will scroll up until you see Course Categories. Click the drop-down menu. Next, you will see a drop-down of various trainings. You're going to scroll down until you see PRE. Once you have located PRE, you will be clicking this to start the training. Periodic Risk Evaluation. The periodic risk evaluation is completed at the initial ISP meeting and annual ISP meeting. Once the PRE is completed, it is automatically submitted to the Bureau of Autism Services. Once you complete the periodic risk evaluation, please save the certification as it will be going along with your hire packet. Next, we are going to briefly look at some resources that are very important for supports coordination. Go to the course category, click down, you will see several screens that are important to you as an SC. The first screen is ISP development and ISP monitoring. On this screen, you will find the foundations of ISP development and ISP monitoring. For the purpose of supports coordination, foundations of ISP development should be suffice for you. You will also be able to look at previously created ISPs and ask questions to the ISP supervisor. ISPs are individualized support plans developed by the supports coordinator and supports coordinator team, and they are created at initial intake and reviewed, and changes are made annually. Next, go to course categories and click the drop-down. Another training that is important for you to review is SE orientation. This is an introduction to your role as a supports coordinator. This will help you to know the broad structure of what is required from you as a supports coordinator and give you a better idea of your job description in more details. Please review this and ask any questions to your SC supervisor. The next thing you should review under course category are service notes. Service notes will be entered into a system called HISCUS. You will be receiving an HISCUS login ID where you will be able to access the ISP, service notes, monitoring tools, and monitoring screens. You will learn how to access these items in previously recorded videos. Please look at service notes. Part 1 and Part 2 if you would like to, but it's not required. Part 1 should be suffice on how to complete a service note. The last resource that we're going to be looking at for you will be the SE documents page and SE manual. Go to resources, go to autism, go to adult autism programs AAW. Once you reach the screen, you will scroll down go to course categories, AAW supports coordination, on this screen you will notice that there is an AAW supports coordination manual. Please review this manual. It is a very thorough manual created by the Bureau of Autism Services and has all that you need to know moving forward as an SC. Here you will locate AAW supports coordination documents. These documents are very important for you as an SC. Feel free to download and save these documents in a file on your laptop or computer so that they are easier for you to access. This screen basically shows you some and parts of the assessments that will be completed on an initial and annual basis. One of these assessments is called the SUBAR. Whenever you are doing an initial intake, you always complete a SUBAR raw score template and a SUBAR summary report. You should be receiving a sample of these two items from your supports coordination supervisor when it is time for you to complete them. However, there is also a S-Sub-Bar summary report sample for you to review. You will have a sub-bar mailed out to you each year for your participant from your program monitor. You will know which program monitor is assigned to which consumer when you have a new consumer or an existing one. During your ISP meetings, you will need to have a service provider choice form on file. This is typically completed by the program monitor at the AAW Bureau of Autism's office. As long as you have this or your supports coordinator supervisor has this on file, you don't need one unless you are requested to have this signed. You'll see a sample ISP, but you'll be able to access more thorough ISPs on the HISCUS website. Objectives cheat sheet is something that supports coordinators should download and send to any provider needing to complete the objectives for new goals created by the SC. The signature page is needed to be signed at each ISP team meeting. We're going to briefly take a look at the ISP signature page. Here you will see you will be entering the consumer's name, time of meeting, name of your agency, your name, and if this is an initial or annual plan. You will have the consumer and or their parent sign this page as well. They would have to check off yes or no if they were a part of the ISP team meeting. During the meeting, this is your guide to guide the meeting. The consumer will be initiating all of these boxes once you have completed each of these items. In the supports coordination manual, a lot of these items will be covered in depth. You will be sent a blank rights and responsibilities document that is given to the consumer on an annual basis. The HIPAA rights is something that you are to discuss, but there is no signature required. The Department's Fair Hearings is something that you will discuss during the meeting, but no signature again is required. These items are covered in the Supports Coordination Manual. All providers that are giving services to the consumer present at the meeting will put their name, their title, agency, and relationship to consumer, their phone number and or email, and they will sign. Participation can be in person or by phone. It's easier to do it in person so you don't have to chase anyone down for a signature. Last, you will be completing the Quality of Life Questionnaire Assessment, which can be downloaded. This is completed at intake and annually. Parent Stress Scale, which is completed at intake and annually. So far, we've talked about 3 assessments that are done at intake and annually. The baseline outcomes is only taken at intake. It is not completed annually.